Metalheads, and welcome to The League, exploring the League of Legends lore from A to Z. My name is Rebecca.
And I'm John.
My name is Mark.
Today we're talking about the Armordillo Rammus, who was released July 10th, 2009. I don't know why I'm so mad at them for naming him the Armordillo.
You seem unreasonably mad.
Right?
I know. It just seems so obvious.
It is obvious. I mean, it's so obvious that it was a Mega Man X villain before it was
Really?
League of Legends champion.
I had completely forgotten about that, but you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Wow. So Riot just stole this joke.
And kind of design. I don't know. Like,
Oh, well.
not
Although
really.
he's
I'm
more
just
spiky.
memeing.
He's more spiky, I guess. And
Oh,
to be
yeah.
fair, the Mega Man X villain, they didn't commit to the portmanteau like Riot did. He was the armored armadillo, and they kept it there.
yeah.
Riot really went the extra step, and they were
Oh.
like, "No, we're making him the armadillo."
Okay, well now I'm mad at Mega Man, because how do you name something the Armored Armadillo and not be like, let's just call it an Armadillo?
They fired that guy, whoever that was.
I mean, they should have. Are we going to do impressions?
Hell yeah, we are. But we can't do
Sure.
any overlapping. They all have to be unique.
Okay, sure.
Oh, I thought that
You
was it
just
at
took
first.
one.
Okay. You know how Rammus is.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh, okay. You got that? You got that?
Okay.
Oh. All right.
Ooh.
He switched it up, yeah.
I'm a bit of a wild card.
Yeah, Maverick, I think, would be.
Oddly enough, also the name of the fucking Mega Man villains, the Mavericks.
John's just really
just
into
like
Mega Man right now.
It's going to be one of those episodes.
The Mega Man. Fuck Rammus. We're just here to talk about Mega Man.
This is now the Mega Man.
The Mega Man fan. I've never played
We've
Mega
had-
Man,
Sorry.
but
We have a lot of branching fan casts. We should make some of these someday.
I'm making a Mega Man podcast, John. Yeah, so as expected, Rammus has a bio and a short story on the universe page and some old concept art, which looks like Rammus, just Rammus.
It's just Rammus.
Yeah.
I like
It's not
the,
wild
like,
shit like some of the other ones.
It's not wild. I like the hand-drawn Rammus. Like, I can almost see it in some kid's, like, notebook next to, like, that S that everyone was always drawing.
Right? Next to
my
that picture of Jace from Arcane with the cape and the hammer.
Yeah.
My God, I forgot about that. That he clearly
bad.
drew.
It's-
He was like 20.
I'm not, like, trying to speak to the artist's ability. It's just
Fuck you, artist.
whoever you were. It's just a little quaint, I guess I would say, compared to the other shit that's, on Universe
It's true.
these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a bit of old lore too. But, that's just because he shows up in the Journal of Justice a bunch.
He does. Yeah, he gets a lot of mailbag of justice.
Yeah, people have a lot of questions about Rammus. Very few of which get answered.
Right?
While yeah, that's unsurprising that people had questions about him. Because some say,
And we're back, folks.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
back. I didn't take notes for the bio. So I had to read this when Poppy was napping on me. So I had my phone in one hand and she was on my other arm. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I could read his bio. And I won't need to take notes on it. I think I'll be able to say whatever it is. But for some reason, his bio is like 80 Heimerdingers. Why is it so long? And you know what? It says nothing.
It really
says
doesn't say a whole lot.
Rammus is something.
He
In
sure is.
Shurima, he rolls around. Sometimes people see him. People believe that, they've been guided to a path. Some people who have met Rammus have very suddenly diverted their path in life. So some people believe that, I don't know, he's given them some kind of wisdom or something. So people seek him out. They pack his favorite sweet treats and try to find him in the desert. We don't know what he is. Could be an ascended, could be one of many, but he's the only one who comes to the surface. Could be, I don't know, the last of his kind.
Right.
I don't know. That's basically it.
Somebody just tagged us on Twitter with some people think
Oh,
quote
yeah?
from the original champion, or the original League of Legends trailer.
Oh, yeah.
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 luckily for you, most of my notes on this story are just literally pulled quotes from the bio.
Nice.
So while I won't go over the beat by beat stuff, you'll get to hear some direct quotes from the story, folks. Straight from my notes to your ears.
Cool.
That felt good to say. It's going to be my new tagline.
No.
I like the point. The point is what sold it
Yeah,
for me.
you pointed
right?
at the screen
That's how I do.
too.
Some believe Rammus is an ascended being, an ancient god amongst men who rolls to Shurima's aid as an armored guardian in times of need. Superstitious folks swear he's a harbinger of change, appearing when the land is on the verge of a great shift in power. Others speculate he's the last of a dying species that roamed the land before the Rune War sundered the desert with uncontrolled magic. They didn't write it there, but there was that last one too that you mentioned. That and others believe that he's just one of many.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this is the classic thing that we make fun of all the time.
Ancient
But
Riot stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he is 110%. Some say, like that's all he is. It's the ingredients.
Yeah, I feel like I've come off as negative on this one. It's just because it's so vague and silly and a lot of things that we make fun of. I kind of like Rammus, like the little bit we see of him. He seems kind of funny and like weird. And I like the idea that he's not any of these things. He's just a critter, but people are like really into him and he doesn't get it at all. He just steals their candy and then leaves. I also do kind of like the idea that he is an old ascended who has decided like fuck that. Like this weird war and gods and I'm just gonna hang.
Like this shit tastes real good. I like eating these beetles. Fuck that. Yeah, I had that exact same thought. And I really liked that aspect to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when if Rammus were the only champion like this, totally cool with that.
Yeah.
This fits Rammus. This is a Rammus
is it
thing.
like, is the problem that like, okay, so run with me on this metaphor, is that like
I'm gonna
after
roll with you on
Ornn,
it.
Ornn is like, he taught us what it means to make love, right? When it comes to a champion that's like this. You know what I mean?
Yes, Ornn did teach me how to make love, Mark.
Yeah.
He gave us our first Ornn-gasm. I mean, the point is that like afterwards...
He taught me how to use my hammer.
Yeah, see? The point is like afterwards you come back to Rammus, it's like, oh, this is nice. This isn't like bad. It's not Ornn. Huh.
Yeah, now you're right.
Swoon.
He could have been a mysterious creature while not being this, right? Like you can have... I also kind of just wish he wasn't a mysterious creature. Why can't he just be one of this kind of creature, but he's kind of wandered off because he fucking felt like it? I don't know.
I like him being the one mysterious creature.
Okay.
If there's gonna be one in Runeterra, I want it to be Rammus.
Sure.
I kind of agree, because like there's like you said, Rebecca, there's a nice joke kind of at the heart of all of it, which is that like there's all this stuff built up, and then he's actually none of it. He's just an animal that just likes to roll around.
That's true.
But
He's like 20 years old.
There's always one
Yeah.
Rammus. He will give birth and then die, and then the next Rammus will come about in
like a
20
phoenix.
years.
He's like the
Oh,
phoenix
shit.
for Shurima, like Anivia, and they even have the same like they herald the great change. Oh,
damn.
man.
Yeah, they do think that Rammus signifies great change by seeing him or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's kind of funny. Like, I don't know. I guess I wish there was more. There was like, we get a little bit of Rammus's personality, which I like the idea. Because animals have personalities a lot of the times, and like the way pets do. And I kind of thought that was funny in the short story a little bit. We see a little bit of Rammus just kind of being a troll a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have that same feeling. It's like it's nice. It's like good oatmeal almost. It's like it's good. But it is oatmeal.
Still oatmeal.
You know what I mean? And I love Rammus. Don't get me wrong.
There's a cap
right?
too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. But there's like, okay, so there's like that moment in the bio where it's like one of the stories is that he stopped some Noxian invasion by rolling along and destroying a temple. And a lot of people are like, oh, he did it because he loves Shurima. And then someone else is like, no, he was sleep rolling. He was just happened to roll by, and I kind of liked that.
Yeah.
I am curious how they knew he was sleep rolling. Were there like little
That's a good
Z's
question.
coming out of it?
Maybe he had like that little like anime like
Right.
bubble coming out of it.
Love that.
So there's another. I've got a few quotes here that I liked. An elderly mason was inspired by a profound yet brief conversation with Rammus and constructed an enormous marketplace which became the bustling heart of Nashramay. Now, I'm going to need more details on this. Was this dude just like talking to himself and Rammus was just like giving those really polite, like, okay, all right, that are like the equivalent to us being like, no way. Oh, man, that's
sucks.
crazy. And the dude just like read too much into it and was like, yeah, I am going to build a market.
I could definitely see that happening. Like, you just need to talk it out, but everyone kind of makes it about themselves, right? When you're talking to them. But Rammus didn't. He was just like, all right,
Okay.
okay.
He's a great listener.
Yeah.
A great shoulder to cry on, except for all the fucking spikes.
Great shoulder to die on. And we've got another thing that said, disciples of a cult devoted to Rammus demonstrate their unwavering faith in a yearly ceremony by imitating his famous role in somersaulting through the city in droves, which fucking 10 out of 10 would join this cult. I bet it's a ball.
This, you.
You gonna say the second joke that you
I bet people always spike the punch.
did write those down? And he did capitalize ball and spike.
Otherwise, I'd forget where to put the emphasis.
Sure. You Ron Burgundy over there.
You're welcome.
I like the punch one though.
Thank you. Mark
I did like that detail because I like when it's like a weird legendary creature and you see how they're reflected in like the culture. Like I like their kind of almost reverse Easter egg hunt for him. That was kind of fun.
Now, you had mentioned that people kind of bring his favorite sweets into the desert and everything. So there's a quote here. The pilgrims arm themselves with offerings thought to attract his blessings, packing their mules with flasks of sweet goat's milk, chests filled with colonies of ants sealed in wax, and jars of honeycombs. Many never return from the deep desert, and fewer still with stories of the demigod, though travelers describe waking to find their packs mysteriously emptied of all edible provisions. And like, fucking yeah, no shit. Like, welcome to the outdoors, where if you leave food overnight, animals will fucking eat it, demigod or not.
But it's a desert full of beetles and shit. So
Beetles the size of dogs, we find out.
Yeah, right.
I
guess-
wonder about
Oh, go ahead.
Shurima at night. Like, I like to watch nature documentaries, and deserts at night are very lively places. There's a lot of critters that live there.
Yeah.
I wonder if Shurima's like that, because I always imagine it as deserted. So I don't know. I don't imagine like animals.
That would be a neat world building thing for them to build on if they had more of these things happen at night, because that's when things are out.
Yeah,
But it's always
when
like midday. The sun's always bearing down on people.
Right. That's not when the desert wakes up. It's
It's not
too
when
hot.
shit goes down. That's just when the void's there.
Yeah.
They always highlight
Right.
the void shit that happens. They don't give a shit about the sun.
I do like the idea that the void has to strike during the day because everyone's awake and moving around at night. that's
The
when
void
the
would
world's
just
awake.
get wrecked by the desert's actual nighttime inhabitants.
Yeah.
These dog-sized beetles would just eat voidlings.
That'd be kind of neat, honestly. I'm kind of liking that idea a little bit. I don't know. Get some champion that can kind of work with them. It's not like think like Dune, like riding the sandworm type shit.
Right? Like some sort of like Beastmaster style, but for the desert.
Man, Kaisa would feel so bad. She's been working for this for a long time. All along. Sorry, Kaisa.
You just needed to have Beetle Friend.
Right.
Last quote I had from this one. This one struck really close to home. The structure was said to contain untold magical horrors, fearsome beasts mutated beyond recognition, corridors wreathed in flames, impenetrable tunnels guarded by shadow demons. Not an hour had passed when the enormous fortress collapsed in a plume of dust and Rammus was seen rolling away. This is just being a DM when your players find some dumb fucking way around your entire session's encounter.
I love that interpretation of it, frankly.
I roll my Rammus through the temple.
God damn it, I forgot I gave him a goddamn Rammus. What was I thinking?
Oh, I love that. That's a great interpretation of that. Man. You know what the thing about them going out with ants makes me think of is that it also mentions in the bio at some point he went and killed an ant colony and like the queen, and they say like, oh, they were ravaging the farmlands. It's like, oh, he just likes ants. He just went and ate the ants. I get it now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't give a shit about the farmland. He doesn't care about your carrots. He wants to eat them ants.
Yeah.
And truly, isn't this a metaphor for God?
Whoa.
It's not intentional.
You're blowing my mind.
God loves ants. You heard it here first, folks.
Wasn't trying to save any crops. Just didn't like that one ant colony.
Oh man.
You know, if I were some like all-powerful being, I'd be down for some petty revenge shit too. I'm like, fuck those ants in particular.
It's like that episode of Futurama.
Like, do you have grudges with particular ant hills?
Maybe.
Like right now?
I mean,
As an adult, as a grown man.
You know, let's just say probably.
Now
You
it's
know,
just the ants that come into our house every spring.
That's true.
That's
Get a
fair.
lot.
We do get a lot of them.
Sons of bitches.
Just smite them from your
I
shore, you know.
smite them. No, I just set up poison that they bring back to their colony, and I feel really guilty about it.
So you're kind of like, at least you're a remorseful god. Like, you know, you kind of like feel bad about
True,
smiting
I feel
them.
bad, so it doesn't count.
She's laying down the 97th ant trap that day. Oh, man.
Your Honor, I know I murdered him, but I feel really bad.
My bad.
That holds up in ant court.
All
What were we
right.
talking about?
I like
Talking
how
about
you.
Rammus? Yeah.
I like how you wrote short stories like it's plural, John.
Well, he's mentioned in a second one, so I mean, it counts.
Oh.
You tricky motherfucker.
Wow, it's just one line, eh?
Yeah.
From a thief, not even like a main character.
Hey, he's one of the main characters in the story.
Yeah.
Which what?
That's the Elise story.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, so long ago.
All right. Well, do we want to do the short story?
Sure.
By
yeah.
Rayla Hyde, who also did the bio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's called Caravan North. It's following a family of traders, like a boy, sister, and their mother. They're going, I guess, north. Because they're being chased from the south by these beetles we keep talking about. They're called the Chimeros.
Ooh, didn't write
Sure.
it down, so I trust you.
The dog beetles.
The dog beetles, yeah. And before that, the boy had been carving a figure of Rammus, but the beetles are on them, so they're trying to fight him off. Eventually, the caravan overturns, and just as they're kind of like closing in around this little family, Rammus rolls in and kills all the beetles. And it seems like the boy's like, trying to go and give him thanks, or maybe the mom is, I don't remember. And Rammus is going around and eating the beetles, and the boy gives this figure to Rammus. Rammus tries to eat it, doesn't like it, spits it back out, takes some beetles for the road, and rolls off. And that's kind of the end of the story.
Yeah, he had been working so hard on like this, carving this totem of Rammus that was supposed to be like good luck. He's like, I'm gonna pray to this totem of Rammus, and his sister gave him shit for it too. It's like, oh, it looks like beetle dung or some shit like that. And then finally, Rammus, his hero, Rammus shows up and saves the day, and he like presents him with this carving, like, oh, Rammus, thank you so much. I made this for you. And he's just like, bites it in half and fucking pieces. It's got to feel good Just like smash your artwork in front of you and peace out.
And then like
It's
his
brutal.
mom picked up the pieces and was like, for luck, just these chewed up, spit out pieces of this wooden statue.
They're all like wet. They're like
Gather it
sand's all like caked into the spit. It's like wiping it off. Although to be fair, he doesn't give it to Rammus. Rammus goes and sniffs around in the ruins of the cart, and that's the only thing he pulls out.
So he goes out of his way to bite this shit in half. He wasn't even presented to him. He sniffed out the bullshit from across the desert.
He's just everyone's a critic, right? Like
Don't make a statue of me, I'll eat it too.
Spike size wrong. Okay.
No, we just thought
he
it
does
was
have one
food.
line, which
That's
is
true.
Yeah.
I like how I can see that you take these notes as you're reading the story. Because the first note is just like, about the...
Why don't you read my first note? Go for it.
Sorry. You wrote the line about
go for
beetles the size of dogs swarmed over the dude behind him. And then he wrote, why don't we talk more about these? Why are all the Shreem and cinematics about the big old Sigh or ascended? I'm way more terrified of the wave of beetles the size of dogs. And the next note in all caps was, and they fly? So you had clearly continued reading.
I love it.
That is honestly terrifying.
More so, I love this, like, being John Malkovich, like, getting inside John's, like, lore brain.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
like
right.
when regular beetles fly. Awful. They're so loud and they're gigantic. They don't look like they should be able to fly.
Yeah.
And they're very not graceful.
No.
Like
they
other
just
bugs
bump
fly.
into shit
Mhm.
loudly.
And they'll avoid me. But beetle is going to fly right in your hair because it's dumb as shit. And it
It's like
can't
a little
control
rubber bullet just flying around.
itself. Yeah. So a dog size, get the fuck out.
Get
I guess
the
dogs are
fuck
very...
out.
What kind of dog? Is it fucking
I assume like a
Yorkie? Is it a
wolf.
Great Dane? What kind of...
Bunch of little teacup poodle size.
Still
That's just
very
a big
scary.
beetle. Yeah.
No, they're just all fucking what is it, Saint Bernards?
Like a Saint Bernard
Great
size
Danes.
beetle.
Great Dunes.
Oh.
I thought it, but I was
No.
like, that's not a good enough joke to say, so I didn't say
God damn.
it. Sorry.
Yeah, I know, right? Tough
Ooh.
audience.
Podcast is rolling. I gotta be mean to you again.
You didn't,
Our
even,
dynamic.
you didn't even mention my beagle thing when I said it, because that sounds
Oh,
like
I didn't
beetle.
hear it. What did you say? Beagle?
Oh no, that was it.
Oh, it was just the word
Great.
beagle?
It's just the word beagle. You said what kind of dog, and I said beagle because they're beetles, and beagle sounds kind of like beetle, right?
That's really good, actually. That works on like an intellectual level.
And it was too smart for me. That was the problem.
Great Dune,
Yeah.
folks.
No. All right.
Son Bernard.
How do we feel about this short story?
I want to hear 97 more dog puns.
I don't.
Okay. You're in the wrong place.
I'm the
Right.
wrong podcast.
I liked like you said, it's kind of a little funny when Rammus shows up and he's just eating the beetles and just incidentally saved them.
Yeah, I don't think like he just showed up coincidentally, which truly isn't that like a metaphor for God.
Damn.
No,
Pull
I
the punches.
Sorry.
Dude, this family of merchants, by the way, fucking badass. Just these regular old merchants, and they're like, oh, there's things chasing us. Why don't we fucking take this oil in the backhand, set our arrows on fire, and then sharpshooter fucking just 15 of them straight out the bait. I don't know
Straight
what
out
the
the-
bait word. Straight
the-
is
the
like
what
straight out
now?
the bat and
Straight out the gate, honey?
was
Oh,
the
okay.
combination of those two words.
Right off the bat and straight
right
out
off
the
the
gate.
bat, straight out the gate. Here
Cool.
we go,
Is
folks.
this his first glass of mead? I don't know what's wrong.
It's my second
because
glass of
there's-
mead.
Oh,
Thank you
okay.
very
Sorry.
much.
You
This
said it
time I
before.
remembered the bottle.
Yeah, show it off. There it is.
This
That will
is
be done
our
by the end of
not
of
your
this episode.
average plum honeybound mead.
No, if John finished that, I think he would throw up.
I wouldn't throw up. I might throw up.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you said it before, Rebecca. Like when we get into these episodes where there's not a lot going on, it just spirals. So here we are.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a thin story almost.
It
I mean,
is.
it's a
Yeah.
little short.
It's cute. If it was the one of two stories even that we had, I think I would like it more. But I just don't think they know what to do with Rammus. I don't think they really care. I think they're fine with where he is, I guess, is what I'm feeling.
Fine with Barry. Honestly, the fact that this was a Rammus color story and Rammus is in it for like this much of it, of a massive ass story, I loved it. I thought it was just so, that's so Rammus.
That's so
love that show.
Rammus. I'll let you next parody, John. So that's so Raven themed.
Oh man, yeah, I think it's fine. He's, you know, I like good oatmeal. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, you know,
This isn't Zaya and Rakan. You got to know it going into it.
yeah. I mean, I remember reading this when it first came out, when they first were doing the lore reworks, and I really liked it when I read it. And I come back to it and it's like, oh, it's nice, but it's like that artwork. It's like, it's not bad art or anything. It's just like quaint when like I've been like exposed to like so much more of like what the League lore can potentially do and offer. It's like, oh, you know, this isn't bad, but
Your mind's been opened.
right.
Yeah. I guess I think it's fun. I guess where it feels strange to me is Rammus is like now put in this group with like these ultra powerful god beings and war fighting champions. But that's going to happen with the champions when you want something a little bit more simple, I guess. Yeah, because it just seems like a story about a creature that lives in Shurima and should not be like a major champion in the game. But I'm very interested to hear how they justified him in the League of Legends. Do we get that?
You bet we do.
Oh, thank God. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Now he's also, as we mentioned in the book, or the story, The Shattered Manse by Graham McNeil, which is the Elise color story. There's a thief in it, the main character thief, that's basically robbing from Elise and doesn't know the shit that he's about to get into. After he realizes the shit he's got himself into, he says, Rammus be with me, protect this son of Shurima. Which, I mean, to all your parallels to God, that's literally like a like a Christ be with me is a very Christian thing. Like, you know, that's he's God.
Yeah.
Now, what if Rammus had come rolling in at the end of that story?
That would have been so fucking good.
Then that would have been less of a metaphor.
It would have just been fucking cool. No,
Now I'm
I
trying
would
to
have liked
imagine
it if
Rammus.
something else had happened that was like, could have been Rammus inspired, but that wasn't Rammus.
a big earthquake or
beetle.
something.
Right, exactly. Like an earthquake.
The earthquake would have made more sense than a big beetle, huh?
I like a
Big Beetle's good too.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Someone comes
So
in
nice
and
to me.
accidentally gnaws the bad guy in half.
Yeah, some asshole
Chomp.
somersaulting through the whole thing, and it's just like, what the fuck? Oh man.
Yeah, that's canon Rammus.
Yeah. Yeah. That's there you go.
Slight, it's short. I would like a little bit more clarification, but not too much more clarification. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
Sure. I'd
like
if
less
they-
clarification.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I like if they played a little more into this thing we've been talking about, where it's like it's just more and more people putting more and more complex theories, and it's just, you know, and then there's like the joke and you know, something, a nice funny little piece that played into that a lot, and I would be happy. And also, you know, the only other complaint I have about that short story is that Rammus shows up and like in the next sentence everything's dead, and it's like you could have a little more fun with what he can actually do in a action setting, but you know, whatever. I'm not mad at it.
It is
I'll
fun
eat
when
my
they
breakfast.
incorporate. I'll eat my oatmeal. I just want to sprinkle a little bit more brown sugar on it. But
Yeah, exactly, right?
It's tough because he's got like one move. It's hard to build an action piece around that.
well, I
He's got
think
two
that
moves.
he rolls. I think I like it when it's a little cheesy, but I do kind of like it when they occasionally incorporate, you know, the gameplay into the action pieces when they can, and trying to explain how he might like taunt something could be really fun. I don't know.
Sure. Or
I mean, he
things like
wouldn't have
maybe
to, you know, taunt them like, "Hey, come get me," but you know.
Fuck
Oh,
your,
Rammus
fuck
might.
your mother. Rammus's classic line.
Just your
But,
mama jokes.
Yeah. But yeah, right, like things impaling themselves on his spikes. And it's like, oh, okay, shit like that.
That would have been
fine.
fucking hilarious now. Rammus rolls in and it's a fucking bloodbath. This really graphic, gory scene then happens.
See, I'm
They're
just
beetles,
imagining
they're
fucking
beetles.
Katamari, where he's just like spiking shit on his shell. Just
Adding to them. Oh, that'd be great.
That's actually a fun thing to play with now that I think about it.
All right.
I guess they used it gameplay wise for Nunu already, so they probably don't want to do it again. But it'd be fun.
Yeah. They should do like they used to do and just do a clear rip-off, like Katamari, like skin.
Right?
Those were the days.
You
man.
can't do that with
Lawsuit
Rammus because he
levels.
already has another lawsuit
Yeah, right.
level ripoff.
He does. Can't wait to hear that
man.
Bowser lore at you.
You want to hear how we got into the league originally?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
All right. You're going to hear about a few places that we've talked about in the past here. The dangerous magic that dominates the plague lands has an effect on all life within its confines. Rammus is a living example. No one is entirely certain how an armadillo from the Shurima Desert made his way through the Kamungu jungle, much less unharmed. But he did just that. Caught in a burst of wild magic, Rammus began to evolve. In a matter of a week, he was man-sized. And a week after that, he had achieved sentience. The question became, what now? There really wasn't a place in the world for a sentient armadillo. Except in the League of Legends. His new form was certainly equipped to fight, and especially to defend. However, it was Rammus's newfound sense of humor that led him to craft an outrageous suit of armor to go over his natural protection, giving birth to the fearsome Armordillo.
I'm so sorry. I take it back. The oatmeal's so good. This is the best bowl of oatmeal in the world. Rammus is perfect as is now. You
Just
were
had some
right,
brand
Ryan.
cereal with no milk.
Oh, God.
I mean,
Get hungry.
to be fair, it is essentially the thing we've been saying we like. It is that he's just some animal that turned into a thing. I don't know.
I don't like that he turned into a thing. I'm fine with him just being some animal.
Yeah, I
and
guess
it's just an
that's true.
intelligent animal that can say a couple of words like a parrot. But this is different.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Don't worry, we've got some more clarifications coming
Great.
up in the Journal of Justice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is great. We talk about it a lot, how like the old justifications for people joining the League of Legends are so wildly all over the place, and this one is just like, animal learn to talk, man. We don't know what to do with him.
Put him in the fucking fighting
In
pits.
the league. He's gonna fight for Ionia or something. I don't know.
Well, actually,
No, shut up.
Issue 9. These are all from the mailbag of justice.
Great. You haven't said this word in so long.
Dear Mr. Steed, has Rammus ever tried to encourage other armadillos to go into the Kamungu jungle in hopes they might also change? And it was answered, consider that you're the only sentient armadillo on Valoran, and you're a guy. What do you think is something you'd want in your life? That's right, a female counterpart. Rammus has been around the League for a while now. When asked, Rammus had this to say, "Shut up." Sources close to Rammus say that he is unabashed in finding a young female armadillo and trying to get them to go to the Plague Lands with him. He's offered protection and everything. There are some who have gone with him, but the rare magic that created Rammus in the first place isn't likely to come out and play just because someone asks. It hasn't stopped him from trying, and he has no lack of volunteers, as it appears he's a bit of a sex symbol to the armadillo community, which looks weird now that I've actually written it out. So that's the thing that was written.
I have loved watching Rebecca's face. You recited that entire fucking. Oh my god!
What a whirlwind of emotions that probably put you through.
All I could think about is Miss Pac-Man. It sounded like they just wanted to put a bow on a Rammus and be like, "It's your wife."
Ram you plus ram me
No,
equals
issue
ram us.
10, Rammus and Twitch.
Yeah, he's trying to fuck Twitch now too.
If they mention that Twitch is a sex symbol among rats, I'm fucking leaving. I'm getting up and I'm going upstairs and y'all are finishing without me.
No, they would never do that. He's a sex symbol among human women.
Yeah, no,
I can see it.
Ratatouille.
Ew. Wow, that's pretty good.
All right, issue 10. Rammus and Twitch intrigue me as lesser life forms that have become sentient. I was wondering if either of them have discussed their sentience with each other and what their thoughts concerning one another are. So, Rammus is an armadillo of few words, so perhaps I can answer on his behalf. When he initially joined the League, Rammus gravitated towards Twitch as a similar character. Ultimately, he didn't find the plague rat much to his liking. While they are both animals that have become sentient, that is where any common ground ends. Remember that Rammus became sentient in the jungle of Kamungu, while Twitch is a byproduct of the sewers of Zon. Twitch's cruel urban attitudes displeased the Armordillo. More surprising is the fact that Rammus and Blitzcrank found that they had more in common than one might think. While he may be a machine, Blitzcrank is another unique creation struggling to find his place in the world. Unlike the plague rat of Zon, he shares a benevolent spirit with his armored companion.
Not a lot going on in the JOJ that week, huh?
Right.
Or any week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And finally, issue 21, right near the end. For some time, I've wondered about the pre-league lives of many champions. Many times I've summoned the Armordillo Rammus, and every time I get a glimpse that there's something more underneath that spiny shell than he's letting on. In his travels, he's covered quite a bit of distance and met many people. I wonder if he's in fact fluent in several languages, as he can clearly understand them. And this one was responded. Rammus is one of the most soft-spoken of the brave warriors in the League. He's evolved from a state that perhaps only Twitch truly comprehends. In the process, he's taken the approach of a silent observer, almost without exception, growing and learning constantly. I must say, from my experience with him, he seems exceptionally wise, even though, or perhaps because, he is a being of so few words. He values his privacy immensely, but I decided I'd approach him to see if he would accept an interview, just for you. I've transcribed the exchange in exact detail. Okay.
I get it, Riot. Yeah. Thanks.
That's
LOL.
That's a thing he
They got a
says.
joke.
Hey, they did a joke.
We got one.
Oscar Lima.
Man. Yeah.
That's old lore.
Yeah. Oh, you know what was funny about old lore is I found one that was after they got rid of the Institute of War, but before they did rewrites. It was 55 words.
Whoa.
I don't even have it written down. Yeah, it's 0.688 Heimers. I wonder if that's the
Damn.
oldest or the smallest piece of lore that we've been able to find, but I feel like maybe we found one
Probably.
that's smaller.
The mid-rework Rammus.
Yeah, maybe Nidalee, I think maybe had one of those. All these, again, Kamungu jungles, right? Just like, what the fuck do we do with this champion? I don't know.
We
They're
want
from the
creatures here,
jungle.
but we don't have stories about them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Rammus does actually show up in the Clash of Fates cinematic.
I want Rammus in a fucking cinematic. Like
Yeah.
nowadays. I think that would be really fun. In one of these voice cinematics or something like that. I don't know.
I mean, do you really? Because let's. I mean, listener, it's just after we are like I don't know how many hours after the
Whew, after the painful
Edge of
release
Infinity.
of the 2023 cinematic Edge of Infinity. If you're listening in the future, you should go back and watch the cinematic. If you're listening in the
Unless
present,
Riot tried to
I'm sure the scar is fresh for you.
2017
yeah.
cinematic, maybe. Nice spot. 2019 even. Those are
Yeah.
good spots
Just
for
like-
cinematic.
The last couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah. But I get what you mean. He would be fun.
Yeah, they had some good Kaisa ones lately, you know. I don't know what he would do, but I want one. I want a new like just champions fighting cinematic, right? Like how fun were those?
Those are great.
I'd love to see
Yeah.
Rammus in one of those. And he doesn't get involved in a fight. He just kind of rolls over and like eats someone's sword and then spits it out and then leaves. Love that.
That is too deep an understanding of the lore for a cinematic like that.
Ouch. But you're right.
Yeah, he'd be fun.
I'd watch it.
All right, you didn't actually say the cinematic he was in because I talked over you. I'm sorry.
I didn't what?
I don't think you actually got this.
Yeah, I said
you
he was
did?
in Clash of Fates.
All right. I thought I
He's just-
interrupted you before you started.
No, he's right at the very end. Like his silhouette, basically.
You
gotta look
the
real
Smash
close.
Brothers.
And it's like second, yeah. It's second, a split second before the trailer ends, but you can see him to the very left. And the only quote I have here, because obviously he does not have a lot of quotes, but Cassante has a quote about him.
Interesting, because this is new.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is new. That says, "You are Bakai, are you not?" Okay, is that it? Now it's not. This doesn't necessarily confirm that he's Bakai, but it certainly.
It's interesting that there's somebody who has more of a theory on what he is, like an actual word for it, for the creature that he might be.
And for a reminder for people who, may skip around and haven't listened to a lot of the Shreem episodes, the Bakai are ascended who didn't quite go right and have descended into madness, but still kind of have like the immortal life, that the other ascended have. And my theory is still that one of those fucking senators in Arcane was a Bakai. I'm sticking by it. The one with the mechanical voice.
That would be a weird mix. Because the Bakai are all. I've only ever seen them depicted in Runeterra cards, but they look just kind of like Ascended, but just a little more raggedy around the edges. You know what I mean? I feel like anyway.
I mean, he's like covered in metal. That could be what he looks like.
That is true. Yeah. But he said his whole race. I don't know. Whatever. It's Arcane.
Yeah, he said his whole race was destroyed by magic, didn't he?
Yeah,
sounds a lot like the Ascended, doesn't it?
Were they really destroyed? I guess they kind of were somewhat destroyed by magic.
Well,
you know what? There's a lot of shit that gets destroyed by
void.
magic.
They got destroyed by the void.
Plowed.
He got
by
stuffed by the void. Yeah.
Stuffed by the void. That was it.
Yeah.
Got it. I remember it.
Yeah. I don't know. I
That
wondered
should be
about
our
this too.
T-shirt. We were trying to think of T-shirt inside jokes.
Yeah,
to
by
do.
the way, y'all, if you have any good T-shirt slogans for us, we want some T-shirts.
Yeah, we were
together.
gonna
Shoot
put
'em
some
our
inside
way.
jokes. The thing is, we forget all of our jokes afterwards, except for the running ones sometimes. But would you wear a stuffed by the void shirt or no? Because I would. But also,
Check yes
I've been
or no,
walking around.
please, on this note.
I've been walking around in a shirt John got me for Christmas that said "I sucked Bigfoot's big dick." So, yes, I would obviously wear a stuffed by the void shirt.
Well, you're not a taste maker per se.
All right, AUs.
AU time, baby.
I got the skins up. Do you want to make your Star Guardian joke again, hon? That we did before we started recording.
So if Rammus had a Star Guardian skin, it'd be Starmodillo.
That's good. That's real good.
So, what's the first one?
Legacy.
The hell was? Oh, Chrome.
Treasures from days long past,
Oh,
glittering
yeah, it is.
just within reach. Now this one has two: Chrome Rammus and Ninja Rammus. Neither of them have any lore. Chrome Rammus, though, might be a reference to Google Chrome, as it was released much the same time as Explorer Ezreal and Firefox Ari.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's
Riot.
amazing.
With the deep puns.
I love it. I've never seen this one. I didn't think Rammus has skins I didn't see.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's super old. That was one of those ones that was like a flat recolor. When
Yeah.
it originally
Oh, yeah.
released, obviously.
That's a lot of his. We're just fucking flat recolors.
Yeah.
I love the little... He looks like Tom Kench's face, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, his little
Those like
face.
sharp little pin teeth.
His little face kind of looks like Tom Kench. All right.
Next up, we got Ages of Runeterra. Ages of Runeterra is a series of skins in League of Legends that depict champions in various eras of Runeterra's history, glimpses of selves in other lives, clashes of fate in another era. Clashes of fate?
I like it, I
Runeterra
get it.
is a world rich in possibility as its legends find new destinations and destinies. So this one actually encompasses a lot of skin lines. It's got Bilgewater, Burning Tides, Bilgewater Mercs, Chronicle, Curse of the Void, Freljord, Other Roads, Ruination, and Traditional.
Okay, weird.
And this one is Freljord Rammus, which, again, has no lore.
Rammus, but the ice. All right.
Yeah.
There you go. I wrote it. Pay me, Riot.
So yeah, someone put that in there. Rammus, but he ice.
They're not going to pay you, as we can see from a lot of these rip-off skins where they clearly didn't pay. Which brings us to beta. And the lore blurb for this is, who let these skins stay in the build? Don't tell legal. And this is King Rammus, who again has no lore, but is clearly just Bowser from Mario. He was unlocked by players who participated in the closed beta, and he is one of the few skins that are unobtainable in-game nowadays.
I do think... I was playing a lot of Rammus Jungle at the time, and I think this is one of the skins I kept when I riotized my account.
Me too.
I feel kind of like shameful using it these days, because like you said, it's like, I wasn't in that fucking beta.
Yeah, I never played the beta, but I do have this skin because I worked at Riot for 90 days.
Swish! Yeah.
This is one of those old splash arts that didn't have a background. It was just like a fuzzy, like color.
void.
Yeah.
Just a dark, or like a dark void or something like that.
Yeah.
Next up, we have a skin that has lore, but the AU doesn't have lore.
Okay, great.
So this is Star Voyagers / Astronauts. And this is Astronaut Rammus. Rammus was supposed to be the space program's core asset for terraforming new planets. And he was, until his digging unearthed a purple surprise no one was ready for. Now he has become something wholly different. His power turned to nefarious ends at the hands of the evil invader Meeps.
Cute.
So he was stuffed by the Void's purple surprise? Is that what we're saying? Okay.
That's what I'm...
Thank you.
The Void's fat, drippy purple noodle.
No. That was John's old Toontown name. I think we talked about it in a Patreon episode. I'm not sure.
And now we have our first AU that has a lore blurb and skin lore.
Nice.
We're in it now. Heavy metal. Audiences gather from all over the world for a chance to witness the greatest robot fighters throw down in Riot Corp's gladiatorial arenas, eager for the chance to be crowned the Full Metal Robot Fighting League champion, or break down trying. And I know that we already mentioned Chrome Rammus, but Chrome Rammus is not the Full Metal Rammus. That's a different metal for Rammus.
Yeah.
This skin is Full Metal Rammus. Those who make it to the Full Metal Robot Fighting League, the premier institution for gear-crunching robot-on-robot violence, must often face off against the fearsome Full Metal Rammus. It is an initial rite of passage faced by every contender bot that leaves entire arenas in tremors.
Cool. This is the one where little saws pop up in his ult, right, in the ground.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I feel like I've seen this one the most. People use it the most.
Yeah. And in the most egregious example of this is just the base lore, we have Guardians of the Sand.
God.
Set in an alternate Shurima, all of the champions are Tomb Raiders, Ancient Tomb Guardians, and Evil Spirits of the Desert. And this one is Guardians of the Sand Rammus. Rammus, the skewering wheel, ancient guardian of the sands, we invoke thee to protect us from an evil of our own making. Let no man tread upon these hallowed grounds, lest they be broken beneath your unforgiving carapace. So he's, get this, he's like this guardian, right? Of the desert.
But he looks like one of those big dog-sized beetles.
He does look like a big fucking dog-sized beetle.
I like the impaling wheel. That's a pretty fucking badass name for Rammus.
Right?
That's
It's way
true.
better.
Yeah.
The
That's fucking
skewering
metal.
wheel, sorry.
Skewering wheel, yeah. Still
Yeah.
pretty fucking metal,
Yeah.
I will say.
Next up, we've got Infernal. Scorching an entire world takes unimaginable strength, which is why the Ashen Lord called upon his legions of Infernals to lend their flames. From the darkest depths, they each bring their own terrible powers to bear, though not all answer their call with the same burning enthusiasm. Which I think we had mentioned in a few prior episodes. That they're redoing the lore blurbs, but that's a new Infernal lore blurb.
Yeah, it is.
And this one is Molten Rammus. An unstoppable war beast drummed up from the infernal hordes, Rammus simply chooses a direction and begins spinning through homes, armies, and nations alike, burning everything to ashes.
So Rammus, but he's on
What if
fire.
Rammus but fire?
Yeah. So we have what if Rammus but ice? What if Rammus
So
but fire?
in keeping with your theory that like these two things are related, the ice and fire one, is it like which one do you think is first? Like he got drummed up and then got froze?
Well, see, the thing is, he's not in the Frozen.
You're
one.
right.
He's
Yeah,
in the
he's- God damn it.
Freljord one.
Yes, sorry. I'm sorry because they're
Yeah.
they're literally the same
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
That's no armadillo, Mark.
God.
Now we've got the grind / soccer cup. Forget the battlefield, the boardroom, or even the playground. The most important conflicts of today are settled on the pitch. There's no act as satisfying as watching your favorite player slip through the other team, line up their shot, deliver that fateful kick, and release the sweetest word in existence. Go!
Beautiful.
Thank you.
That was a hell of a way to say that. I like it.
Yeah. I know it's not how the footballers say it, but it's how Jarvis Johnson says gold. And any word that sounds like
Okay.
that in my head will always be said like,
Gotcha.
goal!
He's a YouTuber. That's a bitch.
And we've got Sweeper Rammus.
Is that all it says?
The lore blurb for this is, be the ball. And, yep, he's the ball. Although, interestingly, it is Sweeper Rammus. So he is a soccer player in the sweeper position while also being the ball itself.
There's nothing in the rulebook that says you can't also be the ball.
But he's
That's true.
favoring a team. The other team's never going to score a goal if he's the ball.
Probably.
Well,
They
yep.
should have thought of that before agreeing to the rule book. He also has an extra finger in this skin,
Oh, God.
but only in League. In the Wild Rift version of this skin, they took the finger away again.
Oh,
Where?
poor Rammus.
How many fingers does he have? Does he normally have 2?
I feel like he. Now I don't know. Trying to picture him. I'm picturing like 27 fingers on him, and it's not. That's not right.
3 million fingers. I
would He's got assume 3,
right?
Yeah.
he has 3 fingies. I think he has 3 fingers here, too.
That might be the Wild Rift version.
Oh.
Because they did take a finger away in it.
Chopped off his fingies.
Gone done,
Don't-
chopped it off.
It's like he stole something and they like cut a finger off. Like,
He stole the ball so he could become.
Was the price he paid to win soccer.
An eye for an eye, a ball for a ball. Oh, that's
Ooh.
a different thing that they would have taken. They didn't.
God. And he's a sex symbol among armadillos,
Right.
John.
Now,
Lance
finally.
Arms. No, sorry. No, go ahead.
Oh,
Nope. There's. I was looking for something,
Lance
but
Armor
no.
Strong.
Yeah, that's where my Pretend I said that.
Now we've got Hextech. Now at the forefront of science and art, Hextech has evolved from its rudimentary beginnings into a modern renaissance of intricate artificial life forms capable of free will. Skilled artificers lead the medium into a bold new future, but what it will bring, none can say. This one's Hextech Rammus. Even the most renowned Hextech artificer must bow to the creativity and perfection of nature. After crafting each of Rammus's arcs to mimic the golden spiral, the creature proved so efficient at rolling, it escaped the moment its creator put down her wrench.
Cool.
It's too perfect. It's something I've always said about Rammus.
Not that he's like a bowl of oatmeal,
I would
but that he's too perfect. John really
Who
likes
would say
oatmeal,
that?
so
I like oatmeal too.
I don't really care for oatmeal.
Oh, okay.
Oatmeal's one of those foods. Do you ever like keep trying a food because you're like, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the time it's going to be different because it smells so good. It seems so warm and cozy and delicious, but it's not fucking baby food. I don't know. I wish I liked
I don't
it.
put enough water in it for it to be baby food.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I can't have it too sticky or too watery.
John has like the most specific, particular
I can only
way.
eat oatmeal under very specific conditions, and
That's
under
really-
those
I can't make
specific
it.
conditions, it is perfect.
The Goldilocks
but-
zone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if I even wait a little bit too long to eat it, so like some of the water has, absorbed or evaporated, it's no good anymore. Gotta throw it out. It's a
Man,
very short window. I pour it, it's got to be gone in like 30 seconds.
shit.
So weird.
Y'all
You're so
you
strange.
picky oatmeal people over there. I don't
I'm
know.
a very picky oatmeal eater.
That's
All right.
fine, I suppose.
That was one of John's fun facts
That's
about
one
John.
of my fun facts about me. You're welcome.
Let's get some Rammus fun facts up in here.
Rammus is voiced by Duncan Watt.
Nice, Duncan. Must have taken you hours.
Rammus is at least 6,000 years old.
I can't believe we have a Rammus fucking voice credit, but then there's still champions that we cannot
Yeah.
find. I mean, no offense, Duncan. You did a great job, but you had 3 things to say.
I think it's only because Duncan then went on to also voice another champion.
Oh.
So that's
Yeah.
why he's
Yeah.
known.
Who else is he
They're like,
voiced?
Was it,
I
I forget, was it Wukong?
I'd have to check. I didn't write it down.
I'm going to double
but
check.
I do like the idea that like he was the only one in the studio, and they're like, "Hey, while you're here, can you just like read these 6 lines?" It's like,
Right.
"How you want me to do it?" I don't know, just kind of like, eh. He's like, "Okay,
Like, meh.
I'm really sick. I can only talk." Okay,
Ah, fuck, I was close. It's Blitzcrank.
Oh, okay.
is that why
That
they
person
have
has
them?
so much in common with.
Right? Is that why they? Is that why? Do you think? Because they're like that was an
It could
internal
be.
little like, oh,
I'm cracking up at the fucking next thing it says underneath of that. Can you flip over again? This
What
is
is
on the
it- what does it
wiki.
say?
John looked at the wiki.
Oh.
And it said Rammus is voiced by Duncan Watt. It says during development, he was called the Armordillo, which is a portmanteau on armor and armadillo. Thank you, wiki.
That's why I don't... That's why I don't include all the wiki facts in
Could
here.
you imagine if you put that on here?
In case you didn't know.
In case you didn't notice. I will say, we always forget the word portmanteau.
Despite being portmanteau enthusiasts.
We use them all the time. We say them all the time. We would call them puns, which isn't the correct word. A pun is different. But
yeah.
Yeah. We had a guy on the tech team at Riot that used to get so upset if you called something a pun just because it was
All right.
wordplay.
Well, calm down.
He would he'd freak out and be like, "No, it's fucking wordplay, bitches."
I know exact. Yeah. It's. Yeah, whatever. It's like, but yeah, it's a good impression. Oh man.
So if you know who that is, you know.
If you know, you know. His dance is a backspin, just a breakdance move. Classic stuff. It is possible for Rammus to reach approximately 3,104 armor under ideal situations.
Cool.
In an April Fool's patch from back in the day, he was jokingly listed to receive a skin called Ram Earth. Oh. Another Earth-based skin. Which I'd also buy.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it now. I don't play Rammus, but
Out of all the champions in the game, Rammus had gone the longest without an update to his base splash art up until 2016.
wow.
Wow. God damn. I cannot imagine OG Rammus rolling around in 2015.
Right? Imagine you're joining the game for the first time and you're seeing like these amazing
Beautiful.
splats, and then you check out Rammus and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Like,
What happened?
okay.
Right. You go on more fun fact.
Rammus has the least amount of quotes in the game,
He has 6?
at exactly 6.
That's way more than I thought he had.
Now, to be fair, a lot of those are kind of... Some of them is listed as right, and then another one's listed as all right. I listened to the all right so many times. I cannot make out an all in there. I think he's just saying right again. I'm putting it out there. I think this is a conspiracy.
Someone's trying to keep him at 6, not 5. Yeah.
But interesting fact about that, this is just with the English localization. The French, German, Spanish, Polish, and Italian ones each feature a whole set of dialogue with taunts and jokes.
What?
I had seen that, and it made me
hold
really
my
wonder,
Rammus?
like...
How are we not holding this the whole time?
Oh, God. You fucked up. Do you have any of the
too.
Rammus hats?
I don't have the hat.
I still have my
Where's
Season
his-
2 Rammus hats
Is it his foot?
kicking around somewhere.
his-
I should have worn those.
I thought it was
Fuck
his
me.
hand, actually.
Where's his hand?
Is it dead? We've had it for a while.
I can't even find it, though. There's a button. He says, okay.
This isn't the one with the button.
John! We only have one. Oh, wait. I did find it, and it is dead. Oh, wait. Oh, God. That sounds horrifying.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
For the listener, they're holding a giant, not giant, but a good-sized Rammus plushie, and Rebecca has spent like the last 3 minutes feeling
3
it up,
minutes.
trying
Calm
to
down. Just because it
really-
felt like 3
really
minutes.
feeling
trying
it
to
up.
find its clit. It's like
That I could have found way faster.
This button doesn't exist. It's a myth.
this is the one with Oh man, that is really cute though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Rammus.
That's Rammus.
That's Rammus.
It's a little refreshing to get something so low stakes and chill.
Right? He's just fucking living his best life.
Yeah, I mean, especially after Recon Zaya, right? Nice 2 hour.
That's true. There was a
long
lot
one.
going on. It was fun, but it was a lot going
yeah.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot more I feel like I've read for...
You had to read so much.
I read a
for
lot
that.
between
God
that and
bless you.
the Star Guardians and AUs and shit. It was at least 4 hours of just reading and shit. and,
Yeah.
God bless. Yeah,
Man,
God bless.
it
you,
was
seriously.
nice to not have that for a week.
Well, that was Rammus. Thank you for listening. We have a Twitter. It's at Loreheads. We also have a Twitch, twitch.tv/Loreheads. John streams on the weekends. He hasn't these last couple weeks. And we've been busy, weirdly.
Just this one. I only
Oh,
missed
this
one
last week.
Yeah.
I think the rest of our winter is looking pretty chill, though. So you should be able to stream. I'm going to try to jump on there and maybe do some writing sprints if anybody's interested in trying to get some writing done or reading or whatever you want to do. Yeah, because I got to finish up a book. We also have a YouTube. We post all the videos there and some fun clips John's been clipping together. If you want to see us
Yeah.
in all our glory.
And if you want to see the full unedited videos that we post, those are on our Patreon for our $5 and up tiers.
Yeah. But if you could subscribe to the YouTube or leave reviews or not reviews, leave comments or anything like that,
comments.
super helpful.
Work that algorithm.
Yeah,
The comments can be reviews. It's fine,
that's
but only if
true.
they're positive. If they're not, then don't leave.
I'm not even gonna read it. Actually, I will read it and then I'll think about it all day and hate myself. So if you really want to do that, go for it.
Only say nice things.
Because if it's the right mood, I will cry. We have a Discord as well. Oh God, I'm just so out of it right now. I'm really sorry.
So join us on the Discord.
Yeah, join us on the
yeah.
Discord. You can find a link in the description of the episode, or it's pinned on our Twitter, stuff like that. We have a Patreon as well. Like John mentioned, we're now posting unedited videos of this. I don't edit much for the audio, but occasionally I'll cut random things out. Yeah, that's for the $5 and up. And then we have bonus videos and bonus episodes we're doing. We're about to record a review of the first 5 episodes of Players, which is now on YouTube. I'm so excited.
I have too. Yeah.
Because John and I had a blast watching
I guess a little spoiler.
I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, we just posted
enjoyed
a video of Mark and I playing the first mission of Mechs vs. Minions on there too. So
Yeah.
we've got
Yeah.
content planned out there for the next 6 months. So we're feeling pretty excited about that. Hoping y'all enjoy it. And a very special thank you to all of our patrons, and a very, very, very special thank you to our Medarda tier patrons, Big Man Gnomes, Chloe Things, Kindred Enjoyer, King of Hearts, Shupa Moustache, Techno Robert, and Sejuani's Baby Daddy.
Damn. Coming in strong with the name.
I've never seen that one.
Brand new.
Great name.
If y'all were in the desert being attacked by dog-sized beetles, I would roll up and eat them to protect you.
He's a fucking liar.
And I wouldn't even bite
wouldn't.
your fucking knick-knack in half. So I'm better than Rammus. You heard it here first, folks.
All right.
Damn.
Say that to his face, honey.
No.
Oh, shit.
Look at it.
Oh, it's so cute.
And be sure to join us next week, because we're going to go back.
We're going back.
We're going back.
Back to the
to the
past.
future.
Yeah, or where, yeah.
How do you say the...
Casante.
No. I know
Oh.
his name, John.
Oh. The pride of Nazuma?
Nazuma?
Zuma? Yeah.
Nazuma.
Nazuma
Something like
sounds
that,
better.
yeah.
We're going to talk about the pride of Nazuma Casante.